What is going on, everybody? My name is Brandon Pettis, but most of you know me as LouisVTitan. I want to run you through the $125,000 North American Super that is coming up. A portion of this has already started. We streamed it live to twitch.tv/LouisVTitan just a few days ago. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the teams that did not have to play this past weekend. And those are the teams that have qualified according to pro points. Number one, Sentinels. Number two, Cloud9. Number three, Optic. Number four, Pioneers. And this is where it gets a little controversial. Number five, G1. Number six, FaZe. Number seven, E United. And then number eight, the last one that did not have to compete this past weekend, G2. And I say number 5 through 8 was a bit controversial because G1 qualified that high according to pro points attained from the Open Series. They had not placed top 8 in LAN events. They have simply performed in the open events when most teams were not competing and earned enough points to thrust themselves up to position number 5. That's very impressive. Good for them. Very well earned, in my opinion. But when you see them above FaZe and E United and G2, it's like, huh? Well, that's exactly what happened. G2, FaZe, E United, they did not compete in the opens. Therefore, they stopped acquiring pro points after the LAN events. And luckily for them, they have qualified for top 8. That did leave a couple of organizations out of the top 8, though, most notably Complexity, Oxygen, Fnatic, and Space Station. Now, the 4 that I have just mentioned did have to compete this past weekend, and they were some of the top seeds of this weekend and probably some of the favorites to make it in. But I'm going to link you the bracket. That way you can see the way that things played out. But we did just stream this to twitch.tv/LouisVTitan. We provide live coverage of these events. And if you haven't already done so, you should tune in live to check it out because we do one hell of a job making sure that you don't miss anything in these events. Now, let's go ahead and run through some of these matches. Of course, in the winner bracket side, we had Space Station going up against Young Complexity. In the end, this match ended up being a 3-1 victory for Young Complexity. On the other side of the bracket, we had Fnatic going up against Oxygen Esports. Oxygen Esports barely squeaking by Incognito in a Game 5, and then making their way to the upper bracket semifinal to play against Fnatic. That ended up being a 3-1 victory in favor of Oxygen Esports. Therefore, Young Complexity and Oxygen Esports take the number 9 and 10 seed and have punched their ticket to the Super. And then the rest of the tournament continued to play out in the elimination bracket. When it was all said and done, we had 4 teams left. That was Fnatic and EXO. They went up against each other. Fnatic took that series 3-1. And then on the other side of the bracket, we had Space Station versus Anime Demon. This went all the way to a Game 5. And surprise, surprise, Anime Demon knocks out Space Station of the tournament thus far. And Anime Demon punches their ticket as the number 12 seed thus far. But there is one more weekend of competition, so it's not over for Space Station and the rest of the teams that were just outside the bubble. Linked here is the signups for Face It and the NA Open qualifier. This is the open portion of the tournament. Consider it like the open portion of a bracket at a LAN event. Anybody can enter this portion, and there's going to be a few teams that make it to the Super Qualifier. If I'm not mistaken, 4 of those teams going straight into full play, and then another 4 may be inserted into the elimination bracket of that $125,000 Super. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss it. It's going to happen this Sunday here on twitch.tv/LouisVTitan. We got a great list of casters for you. We got Seymour, Magic, Old Man Mikowski, Why Not Be Reckless, Tools, Shyway, and Active. It's all going to be here on twitch.tv/LouisVTitan. You don't want to miss it.